Wagwan. Karibu to yet another fantastic episode pale hivyo on the Fantasy Football KE show. And this is the fallout of the Women's Champions League semi-final. Yeah. Remember in the previous episode we did a preview. We did a preview of what the semi-finals held in place for the Women's Champions League. And by the time we did the previous episode, we had already covered the first leg. Yeah. And now we are here for the second leg. Yeah, the fallout of the Women's Champions League semi-final. And first of all, it is yet another disappointing season for Chelsea. But we'll get right into it. It's yet another disappointing season for Chelsea, manze. When it comes into Europe, Chelsea have fallen short once again, falling down to Barcelona again. This is so disappointing. But we'll dive into it later. We'll definitely dive into it. So this is the fallout of the Women's Champions League semi-final, and who else but your women's football ambassador, the one and only Papa D, to take you through the motions of how things unfolded down in Europe. Remember Barca were playing against Chelsea, while Olympic Lyon, the 8-time champions, were playing against their French rivals, PSG.
And once again, a place in the Champions League final is on the line.
It doesn't get any bigger than this. Lyon PSG semi-final.
Yes. With Basha completely.
Selma Basha there.
For Lyon. On the front foot from the first whistle. And there's the awards.
Selma Basha there beating Picod. Selma Basha giving Lyon the lead early from an assist from Haitian international Melchie Durmonay. Remember, she's only 20 years old. Teaming up with the 23-year-old French left back to give Lyon the lead early on at the Parc des Princes. Yeah, that was a well taken goal. She had no chance at all. Lyon meaning business early on. Lyon coming to show PSG they mean business early on.
She has nobody in blue, nothing in her.
Melchie Durmonay has been one of the best. She has been one of the best performers in this tournament, especially in the latter stages of the tournament. She's been very impressive. Remember a goal and an assist in the first leg. Lindsay Horan
American international for Cascarino.
Opening up for Cascarino.
Looking to double it. So
almost there, PSG scoring, hitting it in their own nets. They almost scored themselves.
From the way.
Durmonay. The 20-year-old Haitian international has been so impressive in the tournament.
Yeah. Immediately.
Tabitha Chawinga equalized in the 40th minute. The Malawian international did one hell of a goal. Yeah, bringing back PSG back into the tie. Remember, this is her 5th goal in the tournament. This is her 5th goal in 10 matches, and so far she's been voted the best player in French League One. Yeah, 19 goals, 18 assists. 19 goals, 10 assists in 18 appearances for Tabitha Chawinga for PSG this season. Definitely, she's the player of the season in the French league. Yeah. So Chawinga equalized for PSG to make it 1-1. It was quite an intense match. And Diani had a chance. He had a chance to punish her former side. Yeah, but her effort was well put out of goal by Pickford.
Takes a nice control.
Keep the game 1-1 at halftime.
Like we said, either side of it's going to cause problems, but it's straight down the middle of the goalkeeper. Strong hand though from Pico to turn it over.
That was one of our performance. That was one of our performance for PSG. I mean, as much as they were out and all, they were eliminated, but they did try to put out themselves. Lyon flexing their muscles. Lyon flexing their muscles right there. So PSG.
Hunting down.
Durmonay had a couple of chances. She had a couple of chances, and then there Lindsay Holland couldn't take the rebound from it. Manze.
She is very, very lucky. You see, she's called a 1v1.
Oh, what an impressive round of play by Melchie Durmonay. I think she had a little bit of a big first touch, yeah, but she played well, even though she couldn't take the chance initially, yeah. And then this is slightly poor from Lindsay Horan on the rebound. Durmonay picks the ball from the halftime line. She picks out Melchie.
So it struggles to clear, and has to show a bit of composure, which was lacking for PSG. On the left-hand side as well, Giraldez was tearing away from Karshawi. Durmonay opted to go down the left. That's a PSG free kick.
Ellie Carpenter there with a couple of complaints, but clearly Chawinga got the best of her. Yeah.
Moore's delivery. Euro was there. Samura resists. Much left with little option as Euro swings her leg at it. Watu wangu, sasa.
As you can see, PSG there. PSG getting the better of being outmastered by Lyon, and Lyon bringing all their pedigree, all of their experience into the game. They were able to finally get the best of PSG, and they edged it out, winning 5-3 on aggregate. Yeah.
Last week, Lyon was showing getting back into it.
It was a tight affair. We had a couple of chances from all sides. Lindsay Horan there almost scored from a near impossible angle. The American international, remember, is participating in her sixth or fifth semi-final. Yeah.
She's happy. Magic can't be ignored, and her effort is funded on back. Durmonay! And she makes
Lyon had a couple of chances. Van de Beek could have scored from the rebound there. She could have had herself in the goals. It was a fabulous effort from Melchie before Pickford parried it right on the part of the dunk, but the former Arsenal winger could not do the most out of it with the chance. And she brought it back for Durmonay, but Durmonay's shot was saved by Pickford. Remember, Pickford, as much as she conceded, she lost out in the end. She had a very, very good tournament. She had a good game. She basically kept PSG in the game for as long as she could. Yeah. Then, as you can see there, Durmonay picking the ball from the halfway line. She's fouled, but she continues. Then she picks out for Bacola. And then Durmonay with a finish. The Haitian international celebrates her second goal of the knockout round. Remember, in the first leg, she scored and assisted in their 3-2 win. And now again, she scored and assisted again in the return leg. And what a round of play this one was from.
So composed. With a partisan crowd
being fouled and then picking up herself, no mourning, no crying about for a fault from the referee. She picked up Diani to Medri, and then Durmonay with a very, very brilliant finish. What a pass from Medri, by the way. Before you talk too much, that was a very, very good pass from Medri. Pressure to Medri to Durmonay, and then Durmonay with the easier finish, slotting it right to curl it into the left corner. What a goal that was. So Lyon took the lead there in the 90th minute, and they kept on being a menace to them. Durmonay again with the runs.
She has the pace, she has the power, can she do it alone?
And she almost got another one straight away from a few yards from the D line. Could have been more, by the way. Credit to the PSG goalkeeper. Could have been more. Yeah. And PSG, unfortunately, have been knocked out again by their French rivals Lyon. 3 times before they've lost. 3 times again they've lost. Remember, this is one of the most played tie in the UEFA Women's Champions League. It is the most played tie, and Lyon coming on into this match, they had already won 3 of the last 4 games. So this was pretty much it. The Diakema sides taking in the glory in the Champions League. Yeah. So as you can see, PSG lost to Lyon in the semi-finals, in the second round of the semi-finals. Remember, they lost 3-2 in the first leg. Yeah, goals from Kalidou Diani, Medri, and Melchie Durmonay were able to give the ace-time holders the win, following a very, very impressive quick brace by Marie Antoinette Katoto. So that is how things worked out in the other match of the second leg. And remember, Chelsea were also playing Barcelona. Yeah, Chelsea were playing Barcelona in the first leg, in the other semi-final. Sorry, Chelsea played out Barcelona in the other semi-final, and Chelsea were playing at home at a sold-out Stamford Bridge. So if you think about it, Chelsea had all of it to play for themselves. Yeah. So as you can see, Chelsea versus Barcelona, the second leg in the Champions League. It was quite the affair. It was quite the affair, that one. It had a lot of drama. It had a lot of pomp and valor. And let me take you straight away into it. Let me take you straight away into it. Let me just give you the action right as you want it. Yeah. So Chelsea lost to Barcelona 2-0. Chelsea lost to Barcelona 2-0 at a sold-out Stamford Bridge, and Barcelona are able to turn it around. Yeah, for some reason Barcelona are able to turn it around, and I don't know how Chelsea kind of let themselves down in this one. As much as there was a couple of decisions that didn't go their way, but they still had a lot. They had a lot to do for themselves, because remember they had an early lead in the first leg. They had a 1-0 lead in the first leg, but it was turned around for them. Yeah. So anyway, without much further ado, let me take you straight right into the action.
She said a hard sank a little bit when the penalties.
This is the Champions League semi-final. This is the semi-finals, and Emma Hay is looking to win her first Champions League crown with Chelsea, and her first one as a full manager. Remember, she's done it before as an assistant manager to Vic Akers when they won it with Arsenal back in 2007.
It's on the bench here again. The Lucy Bronze. Carter was there. So let's get down and just about.
Hannah Hampton being called out early. Hannah Hampton being required early on. Barcelona showing Chelsea they mean business. They didn't come to play. And this was a game that was full of too much drama. This was a game full of drama. Remember Kadisha Buchanan? Kadisha Buchanan was sent off early in the second half.
It's a great touch and turn.
Aitana Bonmati giving Barcelona the lead there with a fantastic goal. The Ballon d'Or winner herself, the talisman. She housed back Barcelona back into the tie. With a very, very important, remember, it was a very, very important goal in the first half, in the 24th minute. A poor clearance from Melanie Lopez. That was a poor clearance. And also, I think Buchanan could have done more because it reflects off Buchanan and beats Hannah Hampton. But that was poor marking. That was poor marking from Chelsea. They should have contained the situation much better. You know, playing in the Champions League semi-final at home to a sold-out Stamford Bridge, that was slightly poor from Chelsea. Yeah.
This is the second there.
And remember Macario started in this tie. Yeah, she started early on. Ashley Lawrence there almost bringing back Chelsea into the game. Macario herself with a well parried out shot. Remember the former Lyon striker. Barcelona will probably have seen her and then remember the 2021 final when she scored in the comeback in the final. Chelsea they are losing a couple of balls. Again, Melanie Lopez, the culprits. But this time, Golfo could not punish them. Yeah, but Barcelona kept threatening and threatening. With the game now tied at 1-1.
It's better, much better for Chelsea.
It's looking right down the line. Looking to find in the centre.
Come on, that is a lot of Nuskian. That should have been a goal from Nuskian. What a pick out by Ashley Lawrence. That was a good pass. All she needed was to just compose herself for a second or two and then finish it. That was so poor. That was poor from Nuskian. Sorry, I had to say it, but that was poor from Nuskian. She could have made it a goal. If it was Lauren James in that position, Samka maybe, Macario maybe, that would have been a goal definitely. Chelsea, remember, they had the home support. It was a sold out Stamford Bridge. They had all the home support. Cuthbert there losing the ball, and then Kadisha Buchanan getting a yellow card for a stomp on Bonmati's foot. Sorry, Buhari, not Bonmati. And this was the controversial moment of the game. Kadisha Buchanan getting a second yellow card. And if you look at it, that was properly a bookable offense.
Wow,
that was a bookable offense. It just happened that it is not a red card offense, but it is a yellow card offense. Yeah, it is definitely a yellow card offense because she steps on Buhari's toes, and it is breaking up a play that it is a dangerous play. It can lead to a goal. So I mean, and she was already on a yellow, so Chelsea did a great job despite being 10 women down. They did a great job. Keeping the likes of Parahuelo quiet, keeping the likes of Grahamson quiet. Chelsea, they really tried themselves. And playing against Barcelona when you're already one player down, it is hardly a fair contest. I say. But then again, Chelsea slightly there. They were punished for their mistakes. Yeah, they were punished for their mistakes, and without a doubt, it happened the way it happened. Yeah.
It's a chance for Chelsea. get the play.
Paraguay there with the header. She could have made the most out of that header. She could have placed it on the far post, but then again, it was against the line of play.
The one side to the other with a triangular defence. Charles. Only as far as Bronze. Bronze is falling towards Rolfo with a delicate touchdown. On a badger will take in. To behind it.
Barcelona had their chances, but they for a moment there they seemed they didn't take them. As you can see there, Onya Batia, yeah. Again, Chelsea having their chances, but they're shooting straight to the keeper. Yeah, that was a good step up from Kana, right? She swept her Batia down, sweeping the floor with her. But she was poor. She was poor in the eventual shot, as she shot straight to the keeper. And for Kata Cohen, that was an easier way to claim it.
The way they all are just 3 kilometres away from where they usually play.
Aitana Bonmati winning the penalty. Ashley Lawrence baffled. Ashley Lawrence bemused by the decision of the referee.
The challenge on Aitana Bonmati.
The challenge on Aitana Bonmati was. It was. I mean, the challenge was not by Ashley Lawrence, but Kata.
I don't think it's a penalty, personally.
that was a penalty, man. I mean, all day. You can't be playing with your hands. You can't be playing like that with your hands. And who there to pick up the slats? Fridolina Rolfo. Rolfo made it 2-0 from the penalty spot. Yeah, Rolfo making it 2-0 from the penalty spot, and to give Barcelona the lead. Yeah. It was a well-taken penalty, and Rolfo, remember, she scored against England at Wembley in the 1-1 draw in the European qualifiers with Sweden, and yet again Rolfo comes back again to England to haunt England again. So, I mean, the penalty is it raises a lot of debate, but we'll get into it, guys. So this is just a preview.
And the Barcelona fans are celebrating.
That's it.
That's it. It's Barcelona again in the Champions League final.
So as you've heard it for yourself there, Barcelona making it back-to-back Champions League finals. I mean, this is their fifth final appearance in 6 years. Barcelona, they seem like a well-oiled machine. They look like they're well in place to go on and maybe seal a back-to-back Champions League title. But in their way stands the 8-time champions. 8-time champions Olympic Lyon stand in their way. But anyways, enough of the final. We'll talk about it in a later episode. Now, let's break down the semi-final. What went wrong for Chelsea? What went wrong for PSG? What happened? What happened? So, without much further ado, let's dive into it. I know you guys are hungry. I know you're thirsting for this. You're thirsting for this one. So Chelsea. Let me first begin with Chelsea. Chelsea versus Barcelona. Remember, in the first leg, Chelsea did everything right. In the first leg, Chelsea won 1-0. They won 1-0 courtesy of a goal from Erin Cuthbert. Yeah, and for them to be able to win away from home at the Johan Cruyff Stadium, it was very impressive. Because in that game, what they displayed is an effectiveness in key areas. They were able to, first of all, be defensively very, very accurate. They were very, very aware. They were aware of themselves in the defense line. They were probably the best team they were the best team in that first leg. Remember, they restricted Barcelona to 0 shots on target throughout the whole game. And they were able to do that away from home, away from Stamford Bridge. So that was quite a masterclass in the first leg. And they also took the opportunities, the chances that presented themselves in that first leg. They were able to take them, and they were clinical with their chances. So even if it was not all of them, but they were able to capitalize and able to gain the upper hand in the first leg. So going on into the second leg, Chelsea had the confidence of having won the first leg away from home, and bearing in mind, and now this is where the context comes in. Bearing in mind, Chelsea have played Barcelona 3 times. No, this was the 3rd time. Chelsea have played Barcelona. Okay, technically it is the 3rd time. This was the 4th time and all, because if you count the home and away legs. But all in all, this was the 3rd time that Chelsea were playing Barcelona. Remember, they had lost in the final, the 2020 final, the 1920 final, losing 4-0. And then again in the 22-23 semi-final, Chelsea again lost narrowly this time. Yeah, they lost narrowly. They lost 2-1, drawing 1-1 at Camp Nou, and then losing 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. So you see, Chelsea in the first leg of this season semi-final, it seems like they had done the assignment on the job. They were able to capitalize on the moments, and be able to utilize the experience from the past meetings between them and Barcelona. So they were, as I told you, they were defensively very, very well. They did their job. They were not giving out needless fouls. They were not giving out fouls in dangerous areas. They were able, basically, they restricted Barcelona to 0 shots on target. Barca had all the domination, as we always expect. Too much possession again. They possessed the ball, but Chelsea restricted them to doing nothing important with the ball. So what went wrong for Chelsea in the second leg? Chelsea, they were playing out in front of a sold out Stamford Bridge, and this one, I feel like it had a bearing on the game. It somewhat sort of put them in a slightly comfortable position, having all the home support, and basically England looking up to you, because England, other than Arsenal back in 2007, England have never had a European champion in the women's division. So basically, it was England against Barcelona. It was England against Spain, and it was playing out at England. Remember, the Stamford Bridge was sold out. 39,968 fans pulled out to support Chelsea. And I know out of that, probably something like 30%, 20-something% were the Barcelona fans. So basically, it was somewhat a pressure. It was a pressure game, and playing against Barcelona, one of the best teams, if not the best, in the women's division currently. So it does come with it. So Chelsea, I feel like having a sold out crowd, it was sort of an advantage and a disadvantage, and I'll break it down to you, and I'll tell you why. So Chelsea going into the second leg, playing out at the sold out Stamford Bridge, having one of the best teams they've had in a while, despite the injuries to Sam Kerr and Maya Fischel, and missing out Millie Bright. Remember, Millie Bright had only just returned into the game after her long knee injury kept her out for most of the season. So despite all of that, Chelsea still had a very, very good depth. Remember, they had Katarina Macario, who herself was returning from an almost 2-year, 22-month layoff with an ACL injury. But they had Katarina Macario. They had the likes of Ashley Lawrence, the likes of Nusken, the likes of Hannah Hampton in goal, the likes of Lauren James. I mean, we don't go without even saying Lauren James. She's one of the best players. Have you seen her team of the season card, by the way? Have you seen her team of the season card in the WSL? A 95 rating. Yeah, you see. So Chelsea had the numbers, and also they have the experience. Chelsea have been playing in the Champions League for quite a while, and bearing in mind what happened in the last season semi-final, I mean, Chelsea they had themselves to blame also, because there was a lot that they could have done to be able to take the opportunity in the game, but they didn't. They didn't make the most out of it. Remember, Chelsea had their chances. Yeah, before the game they had their chances and they didn't capitalize on them. So thereby, effectively, the rule of the game when it comes to knockout football, if you can't take care of your chances, you'll definitely be punished. And that is what happened to Chelsea. Chelsea fell out to Barcelona early on in the 24th minute. They fell to a 1-0 lead. Barcelona taking the lead there through the reigning Ballon d'Or winner, the best in the game at the moment, Aitana Bonmati. I know she might have slowed down a little bit, Remember, after having that exemplary season, winning the Champions League with Barcelona, winning the World Cup with Spain, despite being somewhat the underdogs in the tournament. So she's still a very, very formidable force in the women's game. So Chelsea, they gave her too much time, and as I mentioned earlier on, they didn't close her up enough. They allowed Barcelona to have the ball in their dangerous areas. Remember, so and when you have quality players such as Bonmati in that penalty box, and then you fail to take care of the situation, 9 out of 8 9 out of 10 you'll be definitely punished. So that is what happened to Chelsea. And then again, also Chelsea had a, shall I call it, bad luck? Not bad luck really, but they were unfortunate to concede a deflection that took Hannah Hampton out of it. In the box, when you have a slight deflection, football is a game of fine margins. It is a game of very fine margins, and that slight deflection, it took Hannah Hampton a little bit away from it, and the ball squirmed in the bottom right corner. So Barcelona, they are taking the lead through Aitana Bonmati, and even before the lead, Barcelona had been pressing a lot. They had been coming for Chelsea. They had a shot saved, they had efforts at goal, some that went wide, and others that were just not well executed. But all in all, Barcelona they were coming into the game. They were showing Chelsea they wanted it more. And then Chelsea, they restricted Chelsea to having half chances, and well far away from goal. Like Lauren James was hardly in the match, and not for her own liking or preference, but Barcelona maintained her. They kept her out of it, pushing her back, and basically restricting Chelsea's dangerous moments to a couple of half chances in between there. So as you can see, basically the tactic from Giraldez, it sort of worked. The tactics from Giraldez, it was well in play. Keeping Chelsea quiet, their dangerous people were being kept away from the game. And aside from a couple of chances from Macario there, and later on Nuskian, it was basically a very, very quiet performance for Chelsea. Yeah, especially in the first half. Then again, we'll talk about the decisions that impacted the game, whether negatively or positively, but this decision did impact the game. So let's get into it. let's dive into it. Because some things are better off explained in terms of the real action of the game, rather than just talking. Yeah. So you see, like the decision for Buchanan's second yellow card. I mean, do you give it? If you are a referee, do you give that one as a yellow card? Considering the moment, remember Buchanan going on into that foul, she had a yellow card, she had already been booked, and Probably she could have avoided the first yellow card, but then again, you cannot predict these things in football, because it is a game that happens in the spur of the moment, and these are things that happen in the spur of the moment. So Chelsea, Chelsea feel like they were robbed by the referee, and I remember even Emma Hayes was talking about it. She talked about it in the press conference, and it's becoming sort of quite a trend with her. She sort of, I will not say she's always complaining, because it was a decision that was highly contentious. It was it needed something. The referee could have done better, but if you look at the foul, was it a yellow card? Bearing in mind that, try to look at it from this way: if Kadisha Buchanan was not on another yellow card, was that foul a bookable offense? In my opinion, it was a bookable offense, because she stepped on Guijaro's toes, and by doing that, it was a dangerous build of play for Barcelona. They were building up for goal. They were almost going to Chelsea's box. They were almost arriving at Chelsea's box. So, considering that foul, was it a yellow or not? Forget about it leading it to a red card. Was it a yellow card or not? I think it was a yellow card, because it was not a good foul. Yeah, it was not a good foul at all. Because she did catch her. At the end of it all, she did catch her. It was not like it was a soft yellow card. So it just happened that she was already on another card. So it just made it easier for the referee. It made it easier for the referee to give her to send her off. Chelsea there, and I know a lot of Chelsea fans on our timeline, they will complain, but let's try to look at it rationally. If you look at that game from an unbiased perspective, from a neutral's perspective, that foul, it's a yellow card all day. It just so happens that she was already on another yellow card, and now this one just added the nail. It was the nail to the coffin, And Barcelona there, they took advantage of it, because Barcelona, remember at this point of the game, Barcelona are leading 1-0, and Chelsea are down to one player down. So it does put them in a situation whereby they have to take care of the ball. At least they have to take care of the ball. They have to play very, very careful. They have to be extra cautious with every moment, and that is not a place whereby Barcelona needs. That is not a place where you need to be against Barcelona, whereby you have to be very, very careful, and you're one player down. It is not a good place to be against Barcelona. Again, if you look at that foul, it was not a good foul. Yeah, it was not a good foul. So Barcelona there, having the one player advantage, and having the momentum of the game. The momentum of the game was with Barcelona, and they already had the lead. Remember now, they were back in the game, and Chelsea are one player down, and the momentum of the game seems to be favoring them. So, as Barcelona, what do you do? You keep piling up the pressure. You keep piling up on and on. You bring it on, and that is what they did to Chelsea. And remember, naturally, Buchanan being the centre back, her being sent off, it destabilized the team a little bit, because now Carter was somewhat alone in that centre back position. So we had to see the likes of either Leopolds will have to drop back, or Nusken will have to drop back, because Cuthbert is basically the engine in the midfield, so she had to maintain her positions, and then you had to see someone from the forward line to drop back and also help out in the defense. So Chelsea there slightly, they will feel like they were wrongly adjudged by that penalty, but in hindsight, looking at it all back, you have to give that card. I mean, she made the decision easy for the referee. And when I'm looking at this, the first thing that comes to mind is not even about that foul. I'm looking at why did Chelsea get the first yellow card? Why did Buchanan get the first yellow card? Because it is basically the one that really made all the difference. Yeah. So you see, after Chelsea got the red card, after they got off they were sent off. They had Buchanan sent off. Mostly it was all Barcelona, but Chelsea did have a chance again in the 66th minute. Yeah, Johanna writing Kane right. She had a chance. She had a chance at goal. After being released by Erin Kat, but he did most of the good job with the ball. Being able to get the better of Onya Batia, but her eventual effort at goal was so poor. It lacked power, and then again it was direct to the keeper. So again we are seeing Chelsea not taking their chances. Yeah, and that has been the story of the knockouts. That is the story of the European knockouts. The knockout rounds are always like that. If you don't take your chances, you are going to get punished, and that is what basically happened in the game. Yeah. So again, Chelsea they are losing their moments, losing their heads a little bit, and I think that one has to do with the red card, because you are playing against Barcelona 1-0 down. You don't have, the game is not going against you. You are one player down, and then again, maybe a bit, the moment gets the better of you. The moment gets the better of you, and you make some wrong decisions. And football is a game of fine margins. It is a game of, it happens so quickly, like it is so quick. It is a game of split decisions. So Chelsea there, I feel like they'll have themselves to blame, especially in the chances that they did not take. Remember also, Nusken had a very very good chance early on in the match, before even Chelsea were reduced to 10 players. Nusken had a very very good moment in the game, being spotted out by Ashley Lawrence earlier in the second half, and the way she handled that opportunity, I feel like she took her chance too early. She took it too early. She could have just given herself like 3 seconds to compose herself. One, to just sort of pull the ball, sort of handle the ball, sort of like she could have done better with that chance. It was against Barcelona, you don't get such kind of chances. So for you to squander a chance like that against Barcelona, it was all on them. And as I told you, this is a game of chances. So in the 72nd minute, Chelsea they are getting punished after Aitana Bonmati won a penalty. And if you look at it, okay, maybe this penalty, probably it's a soft penalty, considering the moment of the game, and everything that is at stake. I feel that like that one was a soft penalty. Yeah. And the VAR did look at it, but they sided with the on-field decision. As you can see, Carter, Jess Carter there, the instigator. Aitana Bonmati sandwiched between Ashley Lawrence and Jess Carter. Jess Carter, this one was too soft for me. It was too soft, because in fact Aitana Bonmati seems like she's tripped herself. She's, her left foot has clinged onto her right foot as she's falling down. And if you look at it from the angle where the referee was, I feel that one was not a fair. It was not a fair penalty. And the best thing about this is, if you look at the comments that Bonmati had in the first leg, her post-match comments she had in the first leg, she said Chelsea kept wasting a lot of time. They kept going down easily. They kept playing using dirty underhand tactics. But then again, if you look at Barcelona in the second leg, especially after going 1-0 up and after the penalty, it's basically what they also did. They just kept going down, after every few touches, Barcelona player down. But that is the rule of the game. You know, you have to play smart. you have to play like someone who is looking at the bigger picture, and that is what basically did. So Barcelona, they were able to overturn the 1-0 loss in the first leg, and they were able to seize the day, winning 2-0 away from home and making it to the final. Yeah, so that is how things went down in England at Stamford Bridge. And despite all of Chelsea's protests, I feel like they could have won the game if they had taken their chances earlier on, because they had the chances in the game. They just didn't take them. They just didn't capitalize on them. So, I mean, minus the decisions, I know those decisions, they did affect the game, but if Nusken scores, I mean, we don't have a 2-0 win. The game is tied at 1-1. If they're able to close down Bonmati well, Barcelona don't even have the goal in the first place, because in the first leg they were able to do it so effectively. Remember, they restricted Barcelona to zero shots on target. And that is a Barcelona team that had scored 164 goals. It is a Barcelona team that had scored 4 goals, an average of 4 goals per game in the Champions League. But in the first leg, Chelsea did their job very well. Tactically, they were very, very sound. They were very, very astute. But in the second leg, I feel like they sort of let themselves down. And now this is whereby I'm telling you about the sold-out crowd. You know, the pressure that the crowd piles on the team, it was too much, and Chelsea sort of couldn't handle the moment, because the pressure was a lot. As I'm saying, the pressure was too much, because remember, Chelsea now being the only English team that was remaining in the Champions League. Yeah, remember, Chelsea were the only English team participating in the Champions League after Arsenal had fallen short in the qualifiers, losing out to Paris FC. So you see, Chelsea were basically carrying the hopes of England, the hopes of a nation, and it is a nation that is so proud, a nation that is so proud of itself. Yeah, they call it bringing football back home. So the pressure of it all, I think Chelsea were overwhelmed by the pressure, and playing in at home in front of that sold-out crowd, then going in 1-0 down early on in the first half, it even added more and more pressure to the game. And Chelsea, they were punished. They lost out to a good team. Not because they were not a good team, but because they could not take on their chances. I mean, if you take on their chances, even if the referee decides to change the game, you're still in within a shot for a draw. You're not going to lose the match, right? So that is what Chelsea didn't do. They did not take care of their chances. And then again, the decisions of the referee, you know, sometimes in the split of the moment, we can say this, we can say that, but then in hindsight, if you look at it very, very carefully and keenly, some of the decisions, I do not agree with the penalty, but then again, the red card it's a no-brainer. It's a red card. Yeah. Considering she was on that foul, she was already on a yellow card, she was not supposed to make that kind of decision. She was not supposed to make that kind of decision. She made the job easy for the referee. Yeah. So enough of Chelsea. Now let's go down to PSG. PSG versus Lyon. PSG won to Lyon. PSG they welcomed Olympic Lyon at the Parc des Princes with a massive support, trailing 3-2 in the first leg. And in the second minute, PSG went down to 1-0. Went down 1-0 down. Again, this is whereby we talk about experience. Remember, Lyon, they are 8-time champions. Including winning 5 back-to-back Champions League trophies. I mean, you don't get this sort of achievements and this sort of stats if you are not a proper team. And by a proper team, I mean you don't just have the quality. You have the quality, you have the mentality, and then you also have the experience to be able to do this sort of thing. So As you can see there, PSG falling on to Lyon early on in the match. It's only like the match has just begun. 2 minutes later, you're a goal down. And if you look at the way the goal has been conceded, forget about the shot. Salma Basha starts the corner, right? Salma Basha starts the corner. There's literally no one who is going there. Everyone is at the box chilling for the corner to be brought on. There's no one who is coming to block out the pass to Durmonay. There's no one who is coming to challenge the ball there. So an easy startup. Salma Basha picks out Durmonay. Durmonay picks out again Basha, and then Basha with the left foot, a left hand of a shot. And then again, the crowding in the box, it blurs the keeper's vision, and the ball sneaks in past her. And then you cannot really blame Pickford, Bana. Pickford did a lot in this match to keep PSG in the game. So PSG they fell off slightly, but in terms of quality, I don't see that much of a difference. Not like it used to be a couple of years ago. I don't see that much of a difference between PSG and Lyon. Probably just a matter of experience and mentality, because Lyon have done it time and time again. So they know how to get the job done. They know how to get that advantage, So, and as I told you, they have a good goalkeeper. Pico did a lot to keep them in the match. As you can see there, Cascarino had a chance. Durmonay had she had couple of chances. Lindsay Horan had a couple of chances. Van de Dijk had couple of chances. Yeah. But ultimately they were punished for their own a little bit of their inexperience. But then again, let's talk about Tabitha Chawinga, the Malawian international. I think she's on loan from an American team. I'm not sure about the name of the team, but last season she was on loan at Inter Milan, and she had a good performance. Yeah. Last season at Inter Milan, she had a good performance, and then again this season she has taken it a notch up higher, having scored 19 goals in the last in the campaign, in the Wanakema campaign. She scored 19 goals, and then I think she's had 10 assists. I'm not sure on it, but she's had a couple of in 19 games. Tabitha Chawinga has 18 goals and 10 assists. Yeah, she's the Division 1 player of the season in the French league. Yeah, so, and that is a good performance from the Malawian international. This is basically her first season in Europe, basically her second season, her second full season in the European top 5 leagues. So remember, as I told you, she was playing at Inter Milan last season. So she's on a roll. She's been consistent, and remember also this was her goal against Lyon was her 10th. Her 10th. Sorry, her fifth in 10 matches. Yeah. It was a good performance from her. Yeah. So there, PSG they had their moments, but they could not take them well. But this game was mostly Lyon. Lyon had the better of the chances, and Pickford had to pull a couple of saves to keep them back in the tie. But ultimately they fell off. They fell to Lyon's dominance, and the experience of the 8-time champions, experience and all, it really came out to be the difference in the end. Yeah. And as you can see, Kadidu Diani, she had the last laugh against her former club. Remember, she scored in the first leg, and I feel like the second leg was tight. It was tight. As you compare the first leg, remember PSG they lost 2-3 away from home, and for them to lose 3-2 was not bad of, considering they were away from home. and it was just a 1 goal difference. So it was something that they could capitalize. They could have been able to capitalize if they took their chances at home. So, but for them to go down early, you know what going down early means in a Champions League knockout. Going down early, it means that now the pressure is on you to perform. The pressure is on you to get back into the tie. It's basically piling up everything onto you, and already you are at home. So the home fans demand it. The home fans want you to do it. They want you to do it, and then they keep on piling the pressure. And when you're playing against a good opponent, against a quality opponent like Lyon, these sort of things, they tend to happen the moment. So most players, they get overwhelmed in the moment. So most of the traffic was down to PSG, and I see there are a couple of decisions. Maybe Durmonay could have played out Kalidou Diani on the right flank. She had a good run of Kashowi. She had already beaten the French international, and on the right wing, she could have done a lot better. So PSG there, they had their moments, but a classic tale of tactical nuance from Lyon. I don't know how Eli Carpenter escaped there without a booking, because the foul on Chawinga there, it was definitely a booking. It was not a dangerous foul, but it was just impeding. It was impeding. It was impeding a chance at goal. So yeah. So as things turned out, PSG now will face Barcelona. Lyon will face Barcelona. Lyon will face Barcelona in the final. It is a rematch of the 2020-2021 final, and let's see how it unfolds. Remember, again, this is a game for the Giants. This is a game for Giants. Barcelona versus PSG. Barcelona versus Lyon. Again, they meet again. Last time out, Barcelona lost to Lyon 3-1, courtesy of a comeback. As I told you, remember, Catarina Macario scored in the first one. Catarina Macario, she got the goal early on to restore Lyon's lead, to make it 3-1 for Lyon. So Barcelona will be looking for revenge, and the way Barcelona are playing at the moment, they seem poised for it. They seem like they can do it. But then again, you cannot rule out Lyon. They are the 8th-time champions, and they've already done it. They've proven that they can be able to do it against Barcelona. So let's see how things work out. But it promises to be a very, very exciting game. Promises to be a very, very good one. It is a battle of tactical brilliance. Sonia Bompastor, remember, the current Lyon manager, she's the outgoing Lyon manager. She's going to Chelsea. So I know a lot of Chelsea fans will naturally be supporting Chelsea. Lyon. A lot of Chelsea fans will naturally be supporting Lyon, because not even by the fact that it is their incoming manager, but the fact that they are very pissed off about that Barcelona game. It happened the way it happened. So that one is something to keep an eye on. And I know there's a certain heavy rivalry between. It seems like the Uwcl rivalry between Arsenal and Chelsea, it has been taken up a notch. Both teams already have vested interest in the final. Arsenal fans are pulling out for Barcelona, while Chelsea fans are pulling out for Lyon. But then again, the actual fans of the finalists, they don't want any of the English teams to meddle in their game. It does make up for a good contest. Yeah. So there you have it. That was the Women's Champions League semi-final fallout show, and Barcelona have done it once again. Can they go on and clinch a back-to-back title? Remember, they've never won back-to-back Champions League titles. They've been in back-to-back Champions League finals, 4 of them, but they've never won back-to-back Champions League titles. They've been in the 1920 final, playing out against Chelsea. Then they went on to be in the 2022 final, playing out against Lyon. Then they made it to the 2023 final, playing out against Wolfsburg. And now again, they are in the 2023-2024 final. They'll be facing a familiar opponent. They'll be facing Lyon, the 8-time champions, who are looking for their 9th record-setting championship. Remember, only Wolfsburg come in second. Wolfsburg have won 3. Is it 3 or 4? Sorry, I'll be sure to keep you up with the correct. But Wolfsburg are second. The Lyon have won 8 titles. Wolfsburg have won, Lyon have won 8 titles, including 5 back-to-back, like 5 consecutive seasons. that is a very, very strong performance. That is a very, very strong performance in the Champions League for them. They have a good pedigree. Yeah, they have a good pedigree going on into the final. But Barcelona are not lighted themselves. They've won 2 titles, 21 in the 1920 season, and then in the 22-23 season, beating Wolfsburg, coming down from 2 goals down to win it 3-2. Patricia Guijarro there with the brace to bring them back in the tie before Fridolin Rolfo won it for them, making it 3-2 against Wolfsburg. So this is going to be a very, very tightly contested affair. It is going to be very, very strong. It is going to be very, very hard. Both teams looking out for supremacy, for dominance. Everyone wants to assert their dominance in the game. They want to show the other one who is boss. And it is going to be very, very entertaining. Remember, the final is going to be played out in Bilbao. It's going to be played out in Bilbao. So sort of Barcelona have the home advantage. Being the home team and all, Barcelona already have one match into the tie. So let's see how this works out for them. Can Lyon repeat their heroics? Can Lyon repeat their 2021 heroics and stamp out Barcelona, or will Barcelona finally get the better of Lyon and beat them? Because Barcelona have not beaten Lyon in the last performances. They have not beaten Lyon in any of their matches. So this one is going to be a very, very hotly contested affair. Yeah, it definitely it's one to keep an eye on. Anyways, as for Chelsea, they have to once again pull themselves back up. They have to really, really restore them. Not restore really, but they have to work it out all again. Emma Hayes going on into the USWNT role. It means now that she can no longer win the Champions League with Chelsea, and Chelsea will have to wait for another season and work out another Champions League performance. And in their defense, not literally in their defense, but they have a good tactician, the incoming boss, the outgoing Lyon boss, Sonia Bompastor. She's a 3-time, 4-time winner herself. So she's someone who's been to the top of the mountain. She knows how to get things done. She knows how to get it done. So as much as yes, Emma Hayes is not winning the Champions League, but Chelsea still have a good chance of winning it. And generally, if you look at it, probably they might have a chance next season, considering the squad that they have. Remember, Sam Kerr will be back next season. Maya Fischel will be back, and they have Katarina Macario in their ranks. They have Maya Ramirez. So those are 4 world-class strikers. Okay, maybe not Maya Fischel yet, because we have not seen her. She's only 20 years old. So we have not yet seen the best of her. But in Sam Kerr, Macario, and Maya Ramirez, those are world-class strikers, But the headache of it all will be how to manage the squad, because Chelsea have the options, they have the depth. So let's see. For them, they have to just wait on next season. Yeah. As for PSG, again, this will be another hard loss. Remember, they had lost thrice to PSG in the semi-final. So not in the semi-final, sorry, but in the knockouts, because one of the other times it was in the quarters. So for PSG, it will just be another hard loss. They'll have to work it out all over again. They can take some positivity into the match, going on into this tie. They did try. They really pushed themselves, and they were just unlucky. They were just unlucky to lose out to this Lyon side. Yeah. As for my player of the week, the player of the tournament, I mean the player of the tie, it has to be Melchie Durmonay. It has to be the 20-year-old Haitian international, because 20 years of age, the moment of it all, Champions League semi-final, shining in the home game, shining in the away game, a goal and an assist in each of them. And remember, even in the away game, PSG were leading 2-0. And she assisted the first of the goals. She's the one who assisted it before going on to score the winner. And then in the return leg at home, just in the beginning of the match, assisting the first goal, the one that I mentioned about, the second minute goal, and then going on to score the winner, it has to be Melchie Durmonay. Yeah. Although Bonmati she also had a good performance, especially in the second leg, but we cannot ignore Durmonay. Durmonay she had a good game. She had a good performance all round in both the home and away fixtures. So she has to be my player of the week. She has to be the player of the tie, player of the semi-final round. Yeah. So, anyways, let me not take a bit too much of your time. Let me leave you as you digest into it. And that was the Champions League. That was the Champions League fallout. That was the semi-final show. And we have a very, very fantastic final in our hands. Chelsea versus... Sorry. Not Chelsea. Probably maybe next year. But not today. Not this time. Olympic Lyon, 8-time champions versus the 2-time champions Barcelona. Who will take the big prize home? Who will reign supreme? Who will seize the day? Let's see you in the moment. Bilbao awaits. Anyways, this has been the Fantasy Football KE show. I've been your host, the women's football ambassador there, Papa D, aka Papa Deno, aka Papa Disaster. You can reach me out on socials. You can reach me out on my Twitter handle at IAM_Papa_D. And you can also give us your reactions and give us your opinions on who you think is going to win the tournament. We'll leave out a poll at the end of the episode, and we'll also leave out a poll on our Instagram pages and as well as the Twitter page, aka sorry, slightly choking there. Yeah. Anyways, you can give us a predictions of the champions, who is going to take the big years home, aka the Champions League. You can give us your prediction on our social pages there. You can reach us out on X, aka Twitter. You can reach us out on Instagram. Yeah, fantasy_footy KE. Give us your opinions. Give us your shout out. Anyways, this has been your guy Papa D, and let's see you in the next one. Yeah. Adios. Have a nice week and have a fantastic weekend. We are out.